Good morning. All this week we are going to be reviewing for final exams. Today is the first of those reviews. We are going to take a look at questions from Chapter 1. Our first question, point B, is on line segment AC. Given BC equals 9 and AB equals 11, determine the length of AC. All right, well, first things first, let's just draw the line segment. Remember, a line segment is a section of a line, so it has a start point and an end point. This line segment, we are told, is AC, so we will label it AC. Then they say point B is on that line segment, so we'll just put point B on that line segment. Now we need to label our sections. BC, the distance from B to C, is 9, and AB, the distance from A to B, is 11. They want to know what is AC, the length of the entire line segment. Well, if we take the first segment from A to B and add to that the second segment from B to C, that gives us the length of our entire line segment, AC. So all we need to do now is fit those numbers in. AB is 11, BC is 9. We add those together, it gives us AC. 11 and 9 is 20. So the length of AC is 20. The next question is very similar. Point W is on line segment VX. Given that VW is 3, VX is 14, determine the length of WX. Again, we draw our line segment. This one is segment VX, and point W is a point on that line. VW is 3, and VX, the entire segment, is 14. What we don't know is the distance from W to X. But again, we know that if we take segment VW and add to it WX, that will give us our entire segment VX. VW is 3. We don't know WX, so we'll put a question mark there. But we do know that VX is 14. 3 plus some number is 14. Combine like terms, subtract 3 from both sides, and we get that VW is 11. 3 plus 11 is 14. Okay, we're kicking it up a notch just a little bit, but it's not too much. Point W is on line segment LN. Given that LN is 3x plus 3, LM is 4x, and MN is 2x, determine the numerical length of MN. Just because we have algebra doesn't mean that we do this any differently than the last question. We draw our line segment and label it. This one is LN. We put our point M on the line, and we label. So from L to M is 4x. The entire length from L to N is 3x plus 3, and from M to N is 2x. We know again, if we take segment LM, add to it segment MN, that gives us our entire line segment LN. Now we just substitute those values in. LM is 4x, MN is 2x, and LN is 3x plus 3. We'll combine our like terms on the same side of the equal sign first. If I have 4x's and 2x's, I have a total of 6x's. Now my like terms are 6x and 3x, but they are on opposite sides of the equal sign. So I will subtract 3x from both sides. Leaves me with 3x equals 3. Since x is being multiplied by 3, I do the opposite and divide both sides by 3 to get that x equals 1. Am I done though? Nope, I am not. They've asked me to solve for mn, not just x. Mn is equal to 2x, 2 times the value of x. Since the value of x is 1, then it's going to be 2 times 1. Pretty easy. 2 times 1 is 2. So the measure of mn from m to n is 2 units. Midpoint. So we're finding the midpoint between those 2 points, -9, 5, -9, -5, and -1, -9. And the first thing we need to know is the midpoint formula. Remember, in the midpoint formula, we average our x's and we average our y's. So we add our x1 plus x2, we add our y1 plus y2, and we take each of those and divide them by 2. Now we need to label our points. Our first set of points is our 1's, our x1 and our y1. Our second point is our x2, y2. Now we're just going to plug those numbers into the formula. So I put my blank formula here. x1 is -9 and x2 is -1. Now we'll go over to the other one. y1 is -5, y2 is -9. Now we simplify. -9 plus -1 is -10, and -5 plus -9 is -14. -10 divided by 2 is 5. -14 divided by 2 is 7. So the distance, or I'm sorry, the midpoint, the point right in the middle of a line segment with the endpoints we were given, is the point -5, -7. I got way ahead of myself a little bit. Now we're on distance. So now we need to find the distance between 2 points. And again, we need to know our distance formula. So in our distance formula, we subtract our x values, square that, subtract our y values, square that, add those two together, and then take the square root as the last step. We need to label our points. Our first set of points is our x1, y1. Our second set of points is our x2, y2. And now we filter those numbers into the equation, or into the formula, actually. So my x2 is 3, my x1 is 8. Remember, the minus is part of the formula, so it stays there. My y2 is 8. My y1 is -4. Now we're going to simplify what's inside the parentheses. 3 minus 8 is -5, and 8 minus -4 is 12. Now we will square each set of parentheses. So -5 squared is 25, 12 squared is 144. We add 25 and 144 to get 169. And the last step of any distance problem is finding the square root. The square root of 169 is 13, so the distance between those 2 points on the coordinate plane is 13 units. A and B are complementary angles. If the measure of angle A is 2x plus 10, and the measure of angle B is 3x plus 15, then find the measure of angle B. The biggest part of this is understanding your vocabulary from this chapter, knowing what a complementary angle is, supplementary angles, vertical angles. Make sure you brush up on all of that so you're not caught off guard. Complementary means the two angles together make 90 degrees. So I'm going to draw myself a right angle here and label it. We know that these complementary angles are angles A and B. Angle A measures 2x plus 10 and B measures 3x plus 15. We have a right angle here, 90 degrees. Since these are complementary angles, they're two angles that add to 90 degrees. So that means angle A plus angle B will equal 90 degrees. A is 2x plus 10, B is 3x plus 15, so we add those together and set it equal to 90. We're going to combine our like terms on the same side of the equal sign first. If I have 2x's and 3x's, I have a total of 5x's. 10 and 15 is 25. Now our like terms are on opposite sides of the equal sign. 25 and 90. I want to move 25 away from x, so I will do the opposite and subtract 25 from both sides, which leaves me with 5x equals 65. X is being multiplied by 5, so I do the opposite and divide both sides by 5, and we get that x equals 13. Have I answered the question? Not yet. I need to find the measure of angle B. Angle B is 3x plus 15, 3 times the value of x plus 15. Well, if x is 13, then angle B is 3 times 13 plus 15. 3 times 13 plus 15 is 54 degrees. So angle B measures 54 degrees. Again, please make sure that you review the vocabulary from this section so that you know everything that you need to. I hope this video helped. Your homework is in Delta Math, practicing questions exactly like this. See you tomorrow for your next video. Have a great day.